Good evening. This is the Elliott Wave Daily Update for the NASDAQ 100 and the S&P 500 for Thursday, October the 31st, 2024. And again, the market at least followed through today on what I had covered yesterday. And in fact, it appears we have a shot that possibly it has actually reached the level where I could call it complete and then put that minute wave forward. So let's start with the NASDAQ. I'm on the 4-hour chart just so we can see that slightly bigger picture, a little bit longer time frame. So we're on October the 31st, and now we can go back and look from July 1st and all the way getting that August 5th low, and then the run up, which I'm considering a minor fifth wave. I'm still considering it that. Hopefully, we're getting to the finishing point for the minute fourth wave. And again, clean right now because there's minute 1, 2, that was 3, this is 4 stretched. So it actually extended over, and instead of being there and this being the start of the last 5 waves up to finish minor 5, it ends up being a B wave. And so, and also an irregular. So that, as I said yesterday, does pretend that we get down to that 1.618 because that would be the measurement. That's the most common. When a fourth wave gets an irregular B, then we're looking for that, 1.618 pullback to bring it back in. And so that remains. That remains the play. And now that we are below the previous low from the 23rd of October at 20,232, we've gotten right now trading at 20,039. We've been as low as 20,010.50, I believe it is, or 950, 20,950, not 950. So here we are, and I'm going to drop it down to that hourly chart. We're going to take a look again. This gets a little bit difficult because of that big slide, and they reversed on it, but I think it does clear up a little bit sometimes, and I'll come down and I'll take a look at the line chart. So I kind of can do 1, 2, and that's a big third of 4. And we're coming down in that 5. So could it extend a little bit further? Maybe. But this could be looking a little bit complete, possibly. As I said yesterday, there was always the potential this could be wave 1, wave 2, and we're starting into the third. And that would then suggest that we at least get down to 1.618. And again, the alternate, it's back on the shelf. I'm not taking it out, but the alternate is that the 4 is not complete. This was A, that was B of the minor 4, and we're coming down in a minor C. In that case, we're looking for a lot lower levels. So that's the whole picture. Right now, I'm more focused on the fact that we are finishing a minute fourth wave. That's my focus right now. And until the market tells me differently, to be honest with you. So whether I'm counting that 1, 2, or 1, 2, and we're done, or however it's going to get done, I'm going to count it till I can cleanly get 5. And right now, I can, but I'd like to see it a little cleaner. And I'm leaving open that potential, as we saw in Meta and Microsoft. Microsoft in particular, the earnings were okay. Earnings didn't really kind of make the move, but today they did. So same thing in Meta. It got hit a lot harder than this. Well, not a lot, but it was down about another, I guess, $5, $6 from where we are in Meta. And that did give us these slides, plus the fact we went through volatility triggers. We went through a lot of different things, and I believe on some levels and different ones we went through a put wall. Now, and again, what continues to lead the way on those are the ETFs. So the Qs, along with the NASDAQ, and then the spiders for the ES. Now, expectations from here, I'm leaving open the possibility that we do get down to that point, 1.618, which is 19,815, we'll call it. We can put the window 820 down to 810, even down to 800 if you had to. But right into that area to put the finishing touches on that. A clean and solid break, and I mean a clean and solid break. It breaks through 19,800 and just does not, like, does this exist? And just keeps going. Then we'll start pulling in the other counts that I have that are sitting on the shelf. But right now I'm looking for that and then still looking for another rally up. What we have sitting in front of us is the fact we have that election on Tuesday. We have the Fed next on the 7th. So next Thursday. So that's what the market, I think, is going to sit on. And that'll keep the volatility in the market for a while. So I don't expect vol to get hit today. Of course, it did not. But it took a while before they finally clicked in and went, nope, we're buying. And they took it up. Now, let's take a look at the moving averages because the daily continues to hold a lot of keys. I'm going to open that up so we can see inside. You see that the 20 broken, the 8 broken, the 50 broken, but closing just probably below it. Just. So we can maybe put a marker there. We're going to have to wait and see. And if it is, then we're going to put the 4 there. I'm going to be looking for 5 up. Now, again, if I had to go by here, that's only 2. So if anything, what do I got? 1, 2, 3? Maybe. We'll wait and we'll see. In any case, we're leaving that open. If it breaks, I would say back above 20,400, we have a very solid chance. And depending on the pattern, actually, that goes with it. Now, over in the S&P, it is the same story. I'm just going to quickly look on for our moving averages. They're exactly the same story, almost like a mirror here. We have the 8 and we have the 20 broken and turning lower now, heading lower. The 50 basically going flat. It's been broken, but you can see it's got a little bit of an angle to it. And then we still have the 200 with a slight upward bias. That's keeping this in place for me right now. That, along with how I'm counting it, dropping down to the 4 hour. So again, we're just taking a look here. The alternate in the S&P, a little bit different than the alternate in the NASDAQ. I have one alternate here where this is not E and this is not an A or B. This could be the 4. This is 1. It is sitting on the shelf. And this would be the 5 here. So we go 1, 2, we put a 3, a 4, and a 5. Or you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 becomes the longest, which is fine. The rule is 3 can't be the shortest. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. I extended the 3rd and put the 3rd there, which gives this the ability to be the 4, and we still go back up in a minute way 5, same as in the NASDAQ. But if on the shelf alternate would be that this finished it and the minor 5 goes above this and intermediate 3 goes above that, which means we're it's the beginning stages of an intermediate 4th wave, and seeing this type of action continue would be in line. Now, having said that, it doesn't, and right now, the markets, we've got we've got the Mag 7s done. So I know we still have some larger companies that are going to be reporting. We need to hear from a lot more from pharmaceuticals, other things that affect our market, right? Plus the election, plus the Fed. So, and we actually, as far as the NASDAQ is concerned, we still have NVIDIA sitting out there. And I believe NVIDIA reports on November the 20th. So we have to wait almost to Thanksgiving before we get NVIDIA. So that might be either a grateful Thanksgiving or like, gee, thanks, NVIDIA. SMCI gives its report. I love this. Election day. So who wins, who loses, right? And so we still have that. And that, again, can affect both the S&P and the NASDAQ. So here we are here. Let's go down and look at the hourly chart quickly in the NASDAQ, in the S&P. So here it's a little bit different. 1, 2, and then we get a 1, 2, and I've got this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So is that 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Is this 3, 4, and a 5? Could be. And if that's the case, I can put a C there. Now, this one actually is cleaner. A, B, C, and it surpassed C equaling A. That most common is there, and you can see they tried to get back to it. So the fact that it came in between does not necessarily affect that this will remain open, but it could have completed here. In which case, then we stop, we turn, and we start to rally. Continue drop, but look for support at 1.618, which is 56.95. Now, of note, we broke 5,800. Of note, we actually are getting close to the lower levels of the 5,700. So as it starts to change in the SPX, it starts to change the whole the atmosphere between positive and negative gamma. So what actually starts to take over? And in a negative gamma, this is the time in the period when the gamma is negative overall, then it becomes more of selling, selling, selling. So in other words, that the hedge for the dealers is likely going to be to sell. Things that are going to be aggravated as they break put walls, as those put walls get lower and they come and smack those, as the longer term put walls get taken out, it's going to create a situation that it becomes more, just like a falling bunch of snow down a Matterhorn. Now it can turn into something that looks like the Matterhorn, but we have to wait to see. Again, that's why on my shelf remains an alternate that would point this out as being the completion point for minor 5, and we're starting to go down. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm laying that out there for everybody. Right now, I am following it as if it's an ABC, and I'm putting in a minute wave 4, and we still have one rally left. It might be on a pair of crutches and braces, but I think we got one rally left that could get us up to that 6,000. I don't know why, but I just believe that there are traders and algorithms that are like, we're going to go test that thing. We're going to go test that wall. Not that wall, but that collar, whatever. I just think 6,000, that wall. So we'll see. And this is where, if we're in that minute wave 5, we're going to turn around and start going. You also would consider, because pressure could get great enough, of a failure. Somewhere along the line, there's a failure. Something just goes, nope, that's not going to happen, and over it goes. So again, looking for the completion of the minute wave 4. Now, tomorrow, Friday, we have an expiration. It's going to be an important one, but so let's bear that in mind, particularly after now the earnings are out. So things are going to get pinned. Things will get pinned. So and there was a lot of movement today in these stocks, these underlying. So tomorrow we have the non-farm payrolls, or the U.S. employment report, 8:30 a.m. That's all the way down. 9:45, we have S&P final U.S. manufacturing PMI, 10 a.m. construction spending, 10 a.m. ISM manufacturing, and then over the course of the session, auto sales. So enough to push things around in terms of where things get pinned, and all those little sectors where things get pinned. So the next daily update will be on Monday, November the 4th. Oh, yeah, we're getting there, folks. And I will, over the weekend, do a weekly update.